Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. The Office of the Auditor General issued another scathing report about child and family services in the Northwest Territories today. It says the NWT government is not doing enough to protect and support the well-being of at-risk children and their families. And it reveals whether enough has changed since the last report in 2018, which also pointed to failures in the system. A senior auditor tabled the report today in the NWT Legislative Assembly, and that is where we find the CBC's Devin Tredinnick, who joins us now live. Devin, before we dive into the details of this latest report, remind us why the 2018 audit was such a wake-up call.
Hi, Megan. Well, we can actually go back even further to 2014 to see why this is such an issue. This new report says that some problems the Auditor General flagged all the way back then still haven't been resolved. So for complete context, this is a very persistent problem. The concerns raised in this report have been well-documented problems in the Northwest Territories that still aren't being resolved, and it matters because it puts kids in danger.
Okay, and this new audit looks at whether the Northwest Territories government is adequately protecting children and families. What did you hear this afternoon?
Well, essentially, Megan, the government needs to do a better job tracking both the problems in the child welfare system and whether those problems are actually being fixed. Some of the major concerns flagged include foster homes, missing criminal background checks, child abuse reports not being assessed within the required 24 hours, and health authorities failing to maintain monthly contact and protective care. Auditors also found foster parents receive inconsistent financial support with no clear standard in place. The report says the territory needs better oversight and stronger systems to measure whether improvements are actually happening. Here's a clip from Joanne Schwartz from the Office of the Auditor General.
I think I would say that what is the most concerning to us is that the issues remain and that we're seeing the same issues from 2014, 2018, and 2026. We didn't do the exact same scope of audit, but I would say that's a really big takeaway for us, is that the issues are remaining and that we're hoping that we can see with our recommendation that we've made, the commitment of the department and the authorities to agree to our recommendation and move forward. We're hoping that that moves things in the right direction.
So do we have any early indication, Devin, whether auditors found improvement in key areas like foster care oversight?
Well, auditors say there's now a bigger focus on cultural safety within the child welfare system. That includes things like creating cultural safety plans, providing non-discriminatory services, and trying to place children with extended family members or within their own Indigenous communities. That audit found that happened in 16 out of 20 cases reviewed, but the auditors say the government is still falling short in some areas, including staff training and fully implementing other cultural safety measures. The report also found only 19% of frontline child and family services staff, including social workers and others working directly with children, are Indigenous.
And Devin, for people watching this today, why does this report matter beyond the Legislative Assembly?
Well, from what we heard today, the concern is that many of these problems have existed for years, in some cases more than a decade, and the vast majority of children discussed in this report are Indigenous youth considered at risk. Auditors say these are children the government has a responsibility to protect, yet many of the same gaps and failures continue to show up year after year. And that raises difficult questions about reconciliation and whether Indigenous children are truly being supported by the system meant to care for them.
Okay, thank you for that. That's the CBC's Devin Tredinnick reporting live. And in a statement this evening, the GNWT says it welcomes and accepts the Auditor General's findings and recommendations. It says it recognizes that Child and Family Services is not yet where it needs to be and points to actions it says are already underway to address issues in the report. The GNWT says it'll incorporate all 4 of the Auditor General's recommendations into ongoing improvements to the system. A new report is shedding light on the past medical mistreatment of Inuit and First Nations women in Quebec. It highlights dozens of documented cases of women who say they were pressured into sterilization. Sarah Levitt hears from survivors demanding accountability.
I am a survivor of coerced sterilization.
Emotional testimony from 2 First Nations women sharing their experiences with forced sterilization. Gasaneo Kik was just 17 years old, giving birth to her second daughter.
The physician had asked about the sterilization, and I couldn't answer her. I couldn't speak.
The women spoke in front of the Permanent People's Tribunal, an international human rights organization investigating possible violations. Their stories heard as more allegations emerge about decades of obstetric violence against First Nations and Inuit women. This is the second report from the Assembly of First Nations of Quebec highlighting these experiences.
We heard 55 more cases in this second phase.
55 forced sterilizations, adding to the 22 women who spoke out in the first report, this researcher says. Women reported being told they had too many babies or couldn't properly care for them.
I had a responsibility to help or to be with these women and do my best as a researcher to make sure that their voices and experience are heard.
The Assembly of First Nations wants an official apology from both Canada and Quebec, but many, including the Assembly's chief, fear it won't happen.
Quebec government remains slow to fully recognize the existence of systemic discrimination and racism.
But we're not fighting over descriptions or the name of it.
Quebec's Indigenous Affairs Minister says the government has acted through measures like cultural safety training for healthcare staff. In Ottawa, a bill criminalizing forced sterilization is making its way through the House of Commons now. Small steps, advocates say, for survivors who still suffer.
It's significant. It's a significant loss for them. It isn't only at the time of the sterilization, but it's lifelong.
Lifelong and irreversible. Sarah Levitt, CBC News, Montreal.
Across the Arctic, Inuit communities are looking at new ways to strengthen health and wellness through traditional knowledge. Health workers and researchers from Nunavut and Greenland are coming together to combine Inuit Kauyimayatukangit with modern research, with a focus on improving maternal and child health programs. Participants say the work goes beyond healthcare. They see rebuilding parenting support systems as part of a broader healing journey for Inuit communities. Tharsha Ravi Chakravarthi reports.
Storytellings and namesakes, reflections about the Inuit values, has all of it together has affected me as like to be more proud of our own culture, because we have so many similarities in storytellings and traditions.
Regina Del-Thorleifsen-Kaysen is a consultant with Manu in Greenland. She flew to Iqaluit for an Inuit parenting workshop led by Qauqaitit Health Research Center, or QHRC. The gathering was part of the Napinek project. It connects Inuit maternal and child health workers across borders.
It's a lot of fun and a lot of I find there's never one workshop where I don't cry. So it can get very personal that way.
Nancy Mike brings a unique perspective to these workshops. She's a research associate for community and family health with QHRC, with a focus on Inuit-led holistic health. Mike says the workshops are rooted in Inuit values and serves as a safe space for personal connection among Inuit.
Crying's not a bad thing. It's good. It means that, we're healing and we're going through a process of self-discovery and becoming, aware of who we are.
Greenland's Manu parenting program was originally built on Danish framework.
The main difference between the two programs is that the Galati program Manu was developed by a Danish consultant firm together with a midwife living in Greenland.
Mike says Nunavut's Inangunik workshops focus on Inuit ways of raising children. They teach traditional approaches to building strong relationships, emotional well-being, cultural identity, and community connection. She hopes the Nunavut parenting program could expand to be integrated into the school system. For CBC News, I'm Darsha Ravichakravarthi.
Yellowknife City Council has approved a policy on homeless encampments. Among the policy items, the city will now encourage residents who don't want to go to a shelter to relocate to commissioners' land governed by the territory, not the city. The largest encampment within city limits is already on commissioners' land. That's near the Prince of Wales Northern Heritage Centre. According to the mayor of Yellowknife, it only makes sense for the territory to step in.
It's not a matter of shifting responsibility over to the GNWT. When it comes to issues like housing, social services, healthcare, these are GNWT authorities and responsibilities. The city actually has no authority or legal responsibility or authority in these spaces. We also have no funding for these.
A lawyer representing people at the encampment says the city can absolutely ask residents to move. But if it tried to force them out, that would be disrespecting charter rights, and that would be grounds for a lawsuit. But he says arguing over who is responsible for what ignores the actual problem.
It makes no difference for the people who live in Yellowknife. There are still going to be encampments around, and ultimately the city is shifting the responsibility to the GNWT. We don't need that right now. What we need is for the city and GNWT to work together to get people housed. Get people housed. That is the way to end encampments. And if you can't get people housed, at least do something to maintain their dignity.
He says the game of bureaucratic hot potato is just avoiding finding solutions. As for the territory, the NWT Department of Housing said in a statement to CBC that they're reviewing the motion as passed by City Council and will continue to collaborate with the city. The official results are in for the Nunavut-Tungavik Incorporated 2026 presidential by-election. Gloria Uluksi has been elected the new president of Nunavut-Tungavik Incorporated. Uluksi received just over 19% of the vote, about 3,500 ballots, defeating 9 other candidates in the race. Originally from Whale Cove and now based in Iqaluit, Uluksi has previously held leadership roles with Nunavut Arctic College and the Kikitani Inuit Association. During the campaign, she told CBC News one of her priorities would be improving communication between NTI and Inuit across Nunavut. Uluksi will serve as president until December 2028. Voter turnout was high, with more than 72% of eligible voters casting ballots. In 2022, a fire destroyed office space leased by the government of Nunavut in Joe Haven. That forced the Nunavut Legal Services Board to look for a new home for its headquarters. But the Justice Department has struggled to find suitable office space in the community. Nunavut Justice Minister George Hicks says the shortage is also making it harder to recruit and retain staff.
With the Legal Services Board, with the office there are currently 5 positions, and currently with the office space challenge that we're going through right now, all of them are vacant.
Along with staffing and office space challenges, the fire also destroyed all of the board's files. That made it difficult to gather the historical information needed to complete annual reports. The Nunavut Legal Services Board's long-delayed 2022 and 2023 annual reports are expected to be tabled during this sitting of the Legislative Assembly. The board has also been given what officials describe as clear direction to complete the remaining outstanding reports. Another long-time Yukon roadside landmark is shutting its doors. Braeburn Lodge, located along the North Klondike Highway about an hour north of Whitehorse, has welcomed travelers for more than 50 years, and now the well-known stop is preparing to close. TJ Deere reports.
It's been a rough month for iconic Yukon landmarks: the burning of the Rancheria Lodge near Watson Lake, the burning of the Westminster Hotel in Dawson City. Now, another building is closing its doors. For decades, the Braeburn Lodge has been an icon. The popular rest stop served sweet cinnamon buns and even served as a checkpoint on the Yukon Quest. But after more than 50 years, the lodge is closing its doors indefinitely. Some passers-by were hoping to get their hands on those cinnamon buns, only to be turned away by the building's caretaker. Brad Cathers is the MLA for the area. He said it's sad to see it go and remembers stopping frequently when taking people and his family on mushing tours. Cathers says it's another loss for the Yukon. The rough winter took its toll on the old building. so much so that the toilets were out of service because the pipes froze. A former worker of the lodge told CBC News that the owner was going through health issues and is currently in hospital. The worker said they were hoping to reopen its doors for the last time this summer, but that's not going to happen. The worker also said that yard sales might be held in the summer. To cap it off, hail started to fall for a few minutes in the afternoon. A gloomy moment in a gloomy day. TJ Deer, CBC News at the Braeburn Lodge between Whitehorse and Carmacks.
Dust season has returned to Lutsoke in the Northwest Territories North Slave region, and the community is trying to find a way to keep it under control. Every spring, vehicles traveling along the community's gravel roads kick up large clouds of dust, creating problems for residents that can last for months. So the community is now spraying liquid calcium on the roads once a week in an effort to keep the dust down. The treatment leaves behind an oily-looking coating, and community leaders say it's only a temporary fix. For many residents, the dust is more than just a nuisance. It's a growing health concern.
But it's just generally unhealthy for everybody to be living in a cloud of dust, a really thick cloud of dust in many places that is just constantly turned up by the traffic. And so it's a huge problem. Like, I think it's probably the biggest health problem that we have in this community.
Lutsoke first began testing the dust control method last August. The community's senior administrative officer says the NWT government has suggested chip sealing the roads, but the long-term goal is to eventually pave them if funding can be secured. Tomorrow, we're saying goodbye to a big part of our TV team here at CBC North. Sarah Leonardis is retiring after more than 2 decades at CBC. Our Inuktitut-speaking audience will know Sarah very well. She versions English content into Inuktitut to help Inuits stay informed on Igalak. She also helps us here at Northbeat when we have questions about Inuktitut language or pronunciations. I spoke earlier to Sarah about her long career and her hope for the future of the Inuktitut language. Tunglasugi, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me, Megan.
It's been a long journey for you at CBC. You've been with us for a long time. How are you feeling as your retirement gets closer?
I honestly, I really don't know how to feel right now, but I get excited when I think about the few weeks that I'm gonna have to myself. And then when I think about the years that I've been here, I get really emotional about it because I didn't realize working here with CBC and the crew, the wonderful crew like you, I didn't realize how much connection we would have. And leaving has made me think that I've contributed to Igalak, but I didn't realize that I've also contributed to Northbeat. So I appreciate the congratulations you gave me earlier, Megan.
I wanted to share a story about that because the work that you do for our audience that may not realize it in English is you version items from English into Inuktitut. It's absolutely vital for Igalak. But you also help us a lot at Northbeat and me personally because you're so kind and patient when I ask you questions. And I wanted to share a quick story about that just to help everyone realize the impact that you have every day. And that's when a couple of years ago in February, it's Inuktitut Language Month. And I was interviewing the language commissioner at the time. And I don't know if you remember, but I came over and I asked you to help me do a couple sentences in Inuktitut. And I said, I want to say February is Languages Month. And you gave me a look and you're like, there's not really an easy word to say February in Inuktitut.
Yeah. I remember that.
You remember
yes.
that. And I just thought, oh no, okay, there's no easy word. And we were able to pivot and we had a sentence, we got our sentences.
Yeah.
But that always stayed with me.
Well, language is a complicated thing. Inuktitut is a completely different language from English. Sometimes we start talking, whereas in English, it's almost the ending of the Inuktitut where the English is just beginning. So completely 2 different languages. Somehow I learned to work with the 2 languages well together because I tried so hard to understand both and the writing system of both. I know how to write in Roman and I also understand Inuvialuktut, the way they write their writing system. So I've learned over the years how to do translations, and just by listening, you convert into Inuktitut from English. And it's not always easy, but I've worked on it hard for over many years, and I became quite good at it.
When you're working in a language like Inuktitut and then a language like English that are so very different, just describe some of the challenges that you've encountered.
What I've encountered over the years is, and I've noticed, I find it easier translating from English to Inuktitut rather than from Inuktitut to English, because Inuktitut was my first language that I was born into. English is my second language, but somehow I could get them together and make sense of the translation. But I had to do that over the years. I've always made sure what I put down makes sense, and then read over it again, just to make sure it'll be good for the audience. Yeah, I've done my homework with Inuktitut and English.
Yeah, a lot of homework, I imagine it is.
Yeah, a lot of homework and a lot of thinking, because it's translating, interpreting is not always easy, especially with political words as well.
Yeah, there's, I guess, words, I know sometimes we've talked to where there might be a script and you've asked, like, how would you describe this word? Because sometimes there might be a word in English that we take for granted is just a word that everyone knows what it means, but there's not a corresponding word in Inuktitut, so you almost have to describe it, right? Is that an accurate representation?
Yes, exactly. Because when we speak in Inuktitut, without realizing it, we're describing something. And it's always been like that. But we also have a sophisticated language. We have used old words. Like, it's an old language, which I'm sorry to say we're almost losing it today, the old Inuktitut languages. And today we're mixing it with English as well, which is regrettable, but that's just how it is today. But I would stress that young people stay with Inuktitut as long as they can, and please try to learn it some more, because we cannot lose our Inuktitut language. It's fading. Like, it's one of the languages that is still being used regularly today as compared to other indigenous languages. So I feel strongly about the Inuktitut language being used every day. But I'm glad it's being used in the legislature in Nunavut, and of course CBC and other places. Interpreters are still needed. So I think Inuktitut is still very strong, but I know we're losing the strength of it, like how it was before.
It's a lifelong journey to make sure that it remains strong.
Yes, exactly.
Sarah, do you have a message in Inuktitut that you might want to share about the importance of keeping Inuktitut strong for anyone who's listening?
Yes. Time Inuktitut atok tawun qallatu nang mamakuk tunu ulumi suli atok tumagala walawang uqausitjavalu lunilo anneridlu tigulo Inukttigu innaunessatigu annerigattigu makkuk tuyusi Inuktitut uqallagasu innaqatsi titiraqiursarlu silo uqariursaqattaqitsi Inuktitut piuyualungma uqausiutillugu qallunaatitu uqausi piumiyugaloa kisani Inuktitut sangiyugaaqarmasuli annerigattigu atuqtaunginnaqaaqarmaat Inuktitut uqallagasuqattaqitsi.
Sarah, Koyannami Balu. And
Ila
Alienite.
Alienite. Koyannami.
Koyannami. Thanks for being
Koyannami
here.
Megan.
We'll miss you, Sarah. Thank you for all your work. Smart Ice is launching a new educational mobile app called Ingikativarisi, which means safe travels. The interactive app features virtual trips on land and ice, which are aimed at teaching children terminology, place names, and travel safety. Andrew Ariak is the Nunavut operations lead for Smart Ice in the Kiktaluk region. He says the idea came from community members who say young people spend a lot of time on their phones.
When you're trying to go out on the ice, making sure you check the weather, making sure you have extra supplies such as food or clothing, because when something happens out on the land, help doesn't come right away, and you need to be prepared for any outcome during the ice season when you're traveling.
The app is available in both English and Inuktitut. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.